The night Emily Carter decided to sell her soul, the sky above Blackwood City cracked with thunder. Rain poured like the world itself was crying, but Emily didn't look up. She was on her knees inside an abandoned church, hands shaking, blood dripping slowly from her palm onto a broken sigil carved into the floor. "Please." Her voice broke, echoing through the empty hall. "I'll give you anything. Just save my mother." The candles flickered violently. The air turned ice cold. Then someone laughed. A deep, slow, amused laugh that didn't belong to a human. Dark smoke gathered at the center of the sigil, twisting, breathing, becoming something alive. From the shadows emerged a tall figure with sharp features, eyes glowing crimson like dying stars. He wore black armor carved with ancient runes, his presence heavy enough to crush lungs. Lucian, the demon king of the Nether Vale. "You humans," he said calmly, looking down at her. "You only call my name when death is already knocking." Emily swallowed hard but didn't run. "My mother is dying," she said. Doctors gave up. Priests failed. God stayed silent. Her eyes lifted, filled with tears and fire. "So I came to you." Lucian stepped closer. The candles went out one by one. "And what do you offer?" he asked softly. "In exchange for a life?" Emily clenched her bleeding fist. "My soul." Silence. Then Lucian smiled, a smile that had ended civilizations. "Do you understand what that means, little girl?" he whispered. "Your soul won't rest. It won't reincarnate. It will belong to me forever." Emily's lips trembled. "If that's the price," she said, tears falling freely now, "then take it." Lucian studied her longer than he meant to. Most humans screamed, begged, tried to bargain. She didn't. He knelt, lifting her chin with a clawed finger. "Say the words," he commanded. Emily closed her eyes. "I, Emily Carter, offer my soul to Lucian of the Nether Vale in exchange for my mother's life." The sigil exploded with light. Pain tore through her chest like fire, ripping her heart apart. She screamed as black veins crawled up her arms, marking her flesh with demonic runes. Lucian stood, power roaring through the church. "It is done." Emily woke up in a hospital room. Monitors beeped softly. Her mother sat up in bed, alive. Color returned to her face. "Emily," her mother whispered. "What happened?" "I feel fine." Emily smiled weakly. She didn't answer, because when she looked at her reflection in the window, her eyes briefly flashed red. That night, Lucian appeared in her bedroom, without warning. "No more pretending," he said coldly. "Your soul is bound to me now." Emily backed away. "What happens to me?" "You will learn dark magic," Lucian replied. "You will serve when I command, and when you die—" He leaned closer. "You will burn at my side." Tears rolled down Emily's face. "But don't worry," he added, turning away. "You'll get used to it." As he vanished into shadows, Lucian didn't notice something impossible. His chest hurt, just a little. Emily learned very quickly that hell doesn't need fire. It lives in side choices. Lucian brought her to the Nether Vale on the 7th night after the deal. The world tore open beneath her feet, reality folding like broken glass, and suddenly she stood on black stone plains under skies swirling with red storms. Screams echoed in the distance. "What is this place?" Emily whispered, fear crawling up her spine. "Your new classroom," Lucian replied coldly. Towering spires of bone and obsidian rose around them. Demons bowed as Lucian passed, their eyes lingering on Emily with hunger and curiosity. "She's human," one of them hissed. "For now," Lucian answered. Training began immediately. Emily was taught blood sigils, shadow binding, and soul draining. Magic burned through her veins like poison. Every spell required pain. Every summon demanded sacrifice. She screamed the first time. She vomited the second. By the third, she stopped crying. Again, Lucian ordered, watching from his throne. Emily raised her trembling hands. Black smoke wrapped around her fingers as she whispered forbidden words. A chained spirit howled before dissolving into nothing. She collapsed to her knees. "I can't," she sobbed. "This is wrong." Lucian descended the steps slowly. You sold your soul, he said flatly. There is no right anymore. His words should have crushed her. But when he turned away, Emily noticed something strange. His jaw was clenched. Her first mission came sooner than expected. A cult of rogue magicians had betrayed Lucian, hiding among humans. Emily was sent to retrieve their souls. Kill them, Lucian commanded, or I will. Emily stood in the shadows of a burning village, heart pounding. The cultists laughed around a fire, unaware. They're human, she whispered. So were you, Lucian replied. She hesitated too long. Lucian stepped forward, dark energy gathering in his palm. No! Emily screamed. She raised her hands and unleashed shadow magic. The screams that followed were not demonic. They were human. When it was over, bodies lay scattered like broken dolls. Emily dropped to the ground, shaking violently, blood soaking her dress. I didn't want to, she gagged. I didn't want this. Lucian stood silently. Then, shockingly, he removed his cloak and draped it around her shoulders. Do not break, he said quietly. Broken weapons are discarded. Emily looked up at him, eyes hollow. Am I just a weapon to you? Lucian didn't answer, because the truth terrified him. Days turned into weeks. Emily grew stronger, darker, feared, but something unexpected happened. Lucian started appearing more often, watching her train, correcting her spells, standing beside her instead of above her. Once, when a demon mocked her weakness, Lucian crushed its skull without hesitation. She belongs to me, he warned. That night, Emily found him alone on a balcony, overlooking endless darkness. Why do you protect me? She asked softly. Lucian stared into the abyss. I don't know, he admitted. It was the first honest thing he had ever said. The bond between them became dangerous. Emily began to feel his emotions, anger, loneliness, ancient grief. And Lucian felt hers too, guilt, fear, longing. One night, overwhelmed, Emily collapsed during training. Lucian caught her before she hit the ground. For a moment, they were too close. His hand lingered at her waist. Her breath hitched. This is wrong, Lucian whispered. But it feels, Emily swallowed. Human? Lucian pulled away sharply. If you fall in love with me, he warned, eyes darkening, it will destroy you. Emily watched him disappear into shadow. She didn't realize the curse was already working. Back in the human world, Emily returned to visit her mother. Her mother hugged her tightly. You feel distant, she said gently. Are you okay? Emily forced a smile. Behind her reflection in the mirror, Lucian stood silently, unseen by anyone else. You cannot live in both worlds, he said. Emily met his eyes. What if I don't want either anymore? For the first time in millennia, the Demon King felt fear, because he knew if Emily kept walking this path, she wouldn't survive the ending. Love didn't arrive softly. It crept in through silence, through shared glances, through the moments when neither of them spoke. But both felt everything. Emily stopped screaming during training, not because it hurt less, but because Lucian stayed. Whenever the magic overwhelmed her, he was there, steadying her hands, grounding her mind. His touch was cold, but it calmed the storm inside her chest. You're learning control, he told her once. No, Emily replied quietly. I'm learning endurance. Lucian looked away. The nether veil began to change. Demons whispered behind their backs. The skies grew less violent when Emily walked beneath them. Even the tortured souls screamed less loudly when Lucian was near her. You're weakening the realm, one ancient lord accused. Lucian crushed him without hesitation. The realm is learning mercy, Lucian replied. That word, mercy, had never existed in hell before her. One night, Emily collapsed in the gardens of obsidian roses, her body finally giving in. Lucian carried her to his chambers. He sat beside her bed for hours, watching her breathe. I was never meant to love, he whispered to the darkness. I was made to conquer. Emily stirred, half awake. Then, conquer this, she murmured, placing her hand over his heart. Lucian froze, because for the first time in eternity, his heart beat. Slow, painful, Real. Their kiss happened accidentally. Emily was crying, overwhelmed by the soul screaming inside her mind. Lucian reached to wipe her tears away. She leaned in. Their lips met. The nether veil trembled. Power exploded outward, shattering pillars and silencing every soul in the realm. Lucian pulled back in horror. "What have we done?" he breathed. Emily smiled sadly. "We loved." The ancient prophecy revealed itself that very night. A wall of living fire ignited inside the throne chamber, ancient runes bleeding light. When the demon king learns love, the soul he owns must die. Emily felt it instantly. The bond tightened like a noose. Lucian staggered back. "No, this is the price," the prophecy echoed. "Balance must be restored." Emily stepped forward, strangely calm. "So that's why I was chosen." Lucian grabbed her wrists. "I will burn the realms before I lose you." "You can't," Emily whispered, "because you're not that monster anymore." Tears fell from the Demon King's eyes, turning to smoke before they hit the ground. "I love you," he said, voice breaking. "And that's why I can't let you go." Emily cupped his face. "That's why you must." Emily returned to the human world one last time. She sat beside her sleeping mother, brushing hair from her face. "You're safe," Emily whispered. "That's all that mattered." Lucian watched from the doorway, powerless. "Tell me there's another way," he begged. Emily smiled through tears. "If there was," she said softly, "I wouldn't be this calm." As the ritual began, Emily stood inside the same sigil where it had all started. The circle glowed brighter than before. Lucian knelt outside it. "I command you," he said desperately. "As your master, stop." Emily shook her head. "You stopped being my master the moment you loved me." Dark and light magic intertwined around her, tearing her soul apart piece by piece. Emily screamed, but she didn't run. Lucian felt his power collapse. The realm shook. The prophecy was fulfilling itself. As Emily began to fade, she looked at him one last time. "Live," she whispered, "and remember me." Lucian reached for her, and felt nothing. The moment Emily vanished, the nether veil went silent. No screams, no storms, no fire, just emptiness. Lucian stood frozen inside the shattered throne chamber, his hand still extended toward the place where she had been. Her warmth lingered for a heartbeat, then even that disappeared. "She's gone," he whispered. The words felt unreal. The Demon King, who had erased kingdoms with thought, fell to his knees. The prophecy completed itself. The chains binding tortured souls snapped and dissolved into light. Cursed lands healed. Dark magic receded like a dying tide. Hell was no longer hell. And Lucian was no longer king. His powers bled away slowly, painfully. Wings of shadow crumbled into ash. His crown shattered at his feet. Demons watched in terrified silence. "What have you done?" one of them hissed. Lucian looked up, eyes hollow. "She saved us," he said, "by dying." Back in the human world, Emily's mother woke screaming in the night. She clutched her chest, tears pouring without knowing why. Somewhere deep in her soul, a piece of her daughter said goodbye. Emily's body was never found. Only ashes warm to the touch. Lucian walked the realms alone after that. Without Emily, eternity became punishment. He sealed the nether veil, ending demon interference forever. Dark magic faded into myth. Stories replaced fear. The world called it the Great Silence. They never knew the name of the girl who caused it. Centuries later, in the ruins of the old abandoned church, Lucian returned. The sigil was still there, cracked, powerless. He knelt where Emily once knelt. "I kept my promise," he whispered. "No more souls taken. No more blood." He placed his hand over the stone. "And I kept loving you." For the first time since her death, something happened. A faint glow appeared. A voice not human, not demon, soft and broken. "Lucian." He froze. "Emily?" His voice shattered. Her spirit appeared briefly, flickering like a dying star. "You were meant to come back," he whispered desperately. She smiled sadly. "I didn't. This is just goodbye." Tears fell freely now. I searched every